Hey, all, welcome back to my channel. And oh my god, turn down the TV. I'll be right back. Today, we're going to be talking about another story time. Technically, today's story time is about my elder sister. It's more about her, but she ain't got no channel and she ain't gonna tell you all no story time. So I asked her if I could tell it, and she said yes. I'll be doing my makeup while I take because today is actually my wedding anniversary, and we have this cute dinner we're going for. So I'm getting ready for it. So let's go straight into the story time. Yo, won't believe I recorded the whole story time and my audio was off the whole time. I didn't know. You can see my makeup is more than halfway done. So I've been talking since and it wasn't recording. So okay, I'm just gonna retell it, but please do not forget to like this video. I mean, that's the least you can do for me. Plus, it helps with the algorithm. So please do like the video. So this happened like 12 years ago, I believe. That's 12, yeah, 12 years ago. So back then, we just moved to Lagos. Remember that I've said multiple times on this channel that we were born and bred in Cameroon. So we only started coming back to Nigeria when we wanted to get into the university. So I was looking for admission then, I believe, while my elder siblings they were in school. Okay, so my father rented this two-bedroom on the mainland, and that two-bedroom we rented would be our at the time would like be our Lagos family house because that's where when my siblings are on holidays from school they would then come back there. My father also, although he was shuttling between Cameroon and Lagos, he was also in Lagos a lot more because of business, so he will be there as well. So we weren't always all there at the same time, but yeah, some of us will be there. So at this time, it was me, my brother, the two of us were the ones looking for admission. And then my elder sister, she came back then because she was doing her IT. So in this house, mind you, my dad had a personal assistant before he moved into that house. And he was the one helping him run things in Lagos when he's away. And when my father was looking for where to stay, he entrusted the guy to help with the search because he had to go back to Cameroon. So this guy called my dad. I was like, oh, he has found a place. He has a big parlor. It's comfortable. Um, it's a two-bedroom, and for the size and location, the market value, the price is okay with the market value. My dad was like, okay, if you feel so strongly about the house, you can go ahead and I'll send you money. You can go ahead and make payments, which he did. So it was then when my daddy came to Lagos to move into live in the house that he started to notice a few things that he wasn't happy about. But by then, 2 years rent had already been paid for, so he decided to manage. Some of the things he noticed were spiritual attacks, apparently. So when I moved into Lagos, normally in my house we pray from 5 a.m. morning devotion. I moved into the house, I kid you not, guys, we're praying from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Hey, I was like, the first day they woke me up, I thought it was a joke. I was like, what's going on? Why are we waking up by 2 a.m. to pray? Is there an issue? And they were like, oh no, that in that house we pray 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And when I said why, turns out that my father strongly believed that that huge parlor was their meeting center because apparently the landlady was into spiritual activities. If you know, you know. So, according to him, there were a lot of attacks flying up and down, and that prayer at that time was needed. Hey, my people, this prayer was every day, except Sundays because early in the morning we have to go to get ready for church. It was hell. And then we had a well. Mind you, water wasn't rushing in the tap in the house. It wasn't rushing from the tap. So we're buying water from Aboki. That's another thing my father did not like about the house. But then we're already there. What can we do? Water wasn't rushing from the tap. And so we're buying water from Malam. And there was a well in the compound. So we buy water, but we're also using the well to fetch water like for laundry and to bathe and other things. While cooking and other more personal stuff, we'll use the water we buy from Abuki, those 10 naira cakes. So that's how we're living in that house. All of a sudden, one day, this woman just came, that's the landlady, and said we should stop fetching water from the well after 7 p.m. She never said why, she didn't explain why. She just gave that rule, no fetching of water after 7 p.m. And we're like, okay, no problem. After 7 p.m., we won't fetch water. So then it was my brother that was doing the fetching most times. So this Sunday, we had combined service in church. When we have this combined service in church, it was in a very far location. The road to that place was not good. So we used to follow church bus to go there because and if you're following church bus, you have to get to the bus location very early because one, most people will not want to use their cars as well. So it's full. And two, the bus will leave when they say they will leave. So you have to get there on time. So unfortunately, the Saturday before that Sunday, my brother and I don't even know where we went to. I don't know if it was, I don't know, but I know by the time we came back, time had gone, and we couldn't fetch the water to fill the buckets and all that night because it was already past the 7 p.m. which we were given. So we were like, no, well, like early in the morning, we wake up and fetch water, which we did. The next morning, early in the morning, we took our buckets to the well and we started fetching water. So my brother had fetched the first two buckets, I think, and then my sister and I were outside. He took the first two that he had fetched to the house inside, and then my sister and I were outside trying to fill up the ones that were there so he can come and carry it. Now, when you enter the house from the front, the first flat you will see is our house. The landlady did live there, but she was living at the back, and it's the back, there's a staircase, so you climb that stairs before you go to our own flat. So most time they use the back gate, we use the front gate. So it's not like we used to see her every time, yeah, but we see her, yeah. So the well was just close, not far from that staircase that leads to their own flat that is upstairs. And she did have a daughter. And mind you, the daughter is not young, like she was not young, she was probably in her early 40s or so. Very frustrated woman, always angry. I have no idea why. I had heard stories as to why she was. I'm not going to talk about it, but it had to do with spiritual stuff as well. And she had two sons, and the first one I think was like my brother's mate, and then the second one younger than me. Yeah, but it wasn't like a child, it was in secondary school. All right, so while we're just my sister and I and trying to fill up the buckets that were, you know, out there, this woman just comes out of their balcony upstairs. Stop fetching water there. Stop fetching water there. I mean, like, we looked at each other like, which one is stop fetching water there again? You guys already said, like, we didn't say it, but we're thinking the same thing. Like, these people, what's the problem? Like, you already said we shouldn't fetch water after 7 p.m., which we've been obeying your rule. And that's even why we are fetching water early this morning because we couldn't fetch yesterday night. Which one now is that we are fetching in the morning, early in the morning? I are saying stop fetching water there. So we didn't respond. We just decided, you know what, let's quickly fill the two buckets that were out there and then go inside. I think at that point we will have enough to bathe. When we come back from church, we can fetch more if we need more. So that's what my sister and I were trying to do. And then next minute, this woman flew downstairs via the staircase, and she was like, "Should I say people should not fetch water there?" And before we would say Jack Robinson, this woman slapped my sister. Ha! Slap like he. Mind you, my sister is in Daboski. In Daboski.
Ọmụ abi kuku a na-afụ anya. The one who served the battlefield chale nta boski pakose. Anya abatago na ebe abụba anyị.
That woman is no match for her. Let's just put it in simple terms, okay? So when that slap happened, I'm like, I know what's gonna follow, okay? I know what's gonna follow. Don't get it twisted. And of course, before I could blink, that stuff that was gonna follow followed because my sister gave her a dirty slap. I'm talking why on her jaw, on her cheek. Next thing she starts shouting, "You slapped me! You slap me, ma'am. You slap first. Don't dish out what you can't take, okay? Don't dish out what you can't take. Omo, as I saw that that slap hit the woman's cheek, I just know say this is about to turn to World War II. So I was not World War III. So I was not trying to like separate the fight too. See me, oh, innocent me. As I was trying to separate the fight, pour on my chest. If you see this woman punch my chest, and the semester was here, the woman was just in the middle, see the well. I said, I bet let me come out before they throw me inside this well, because clearly I'm no match for this woman. That's why I started begging my sister. It's okay, it's okay. To be honest, I knew that my sister has no problem beating the hell out of that woman. But I just wanted the fight to stop. So as we're still saying it's okay, oh, this man kept shouting, he slapped me, trying to make it look like my sister was the one who gave the first, who slapped her first. So as she was still saying he slapped me, her sons dropped downstairs. And while I was still saying it's okay, stop the fight, one of the sons, because my sister just had a wrapper on her. She just tied the wrapper. Mind you, we came outside 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. to fetch water. Nobody knew a fight was going to ensue. Nobody was ready for a fight. Nobody was dressed for a fight. So as the guy came downstairs and saw that my sister was just tying a wrapper, he went for the wrapper. His plan was to get her naked and embarrass her. So my sister then held on to her wrapper to avoid that happening. And as he saw that my sister was now trying to grip her wrapper, he slapped my sister. Mind you, at that point, nothing else mattered to her. She was so mad because why is this rat slapping me? Why is this urchin slapping me? This guy was very short but with a nasty personality, right? So honestly, there was nothing we liked about him. So when that happened, immediately more people came out and split the fight. So already my sister was furious because now they jumped her and she didn't have the chance to get back her pound of flesh. So she was upset, right? She was mad. And more people came outside and were trying to split the fight. That was around the time my dad came out as well. So by then the commotion has gone to the front compound, back compound. So this time we're at the back compound. And the landlady's daughter and her two sons were standing here. My daddy was like this because my daddy came out at this point, and then we were standing behind my dad. And my dad was like, "It's okay, stop the fight. No need to fight. Please, let's resolve this amicably." Blah blah blah. As my daddy was calming down things, and things were actually calming down because everybody stopped and listened to him. That's how this landlady just came out. Mind you, in all this commotion, the landlady didn't come downstairs. So as my dad was, getting everyone to calm down and everybody was calming down, this woman just came downstairs, jogged down that staircase. This woman was in her 80s or late 70s or so. She was not a young woman, although she was agile, but she was not a young woman. So for a woman her age, you see that a fight has ensued amongst younger people and a man is trying to, calm the whole situation down. Instead of her to come downstairs, try to ask what's happening, calm the whole situation. As soon as she came downstairs and she saw that my sister was already calm and behind my father, she just reached out and slapped my sister. Mind you, nobody expected that slap. Nobody saw that coming because, like I said, everybody had already calmed down and was listening to what my dad was saying. So as this woman just slapped my sister, I'm like, no, you didn't, because already she's furious that she got hit by that rat and couldn't get back her pound of flesh. So my dad was just telling her in French, and all of us were just telling her in French that she should just not mind the woman because she's old, she's a troublemaker. We know the woman is old, but that woman was wahala. I'm not even joking. So my dad was just like, just let it go. We're talking to my sister, and we did think my sister was listening to us, but at this point, I think my sister's brain had switched to somebody else's. All right. All that was going through her mind is, y'all can't hit me twice and I don't get my pound of flesh. That's not going to happen. So after we told her calm down and we thought she has listened, literally seconds later, my sister reaches out and slaps this woman. Mind you, she was still standing behind my dad. So when my dad said calm down, I thought she was calming down. This leg passed. Her hand just past my father's neck, ears, and if she put wine on the woman's face, and this was how she reacted. Dead on the ground. I'm not even exaggerating. This woman fell in such a dramatic way. We legit thought she was dead. This was my brother's reaction. Chineye, you have killed that man. Me too, I was like, he, he. This man was down there for some seconds. I'm talking maybe a minute. So for a little bit, we thought, man, this woman is gone to the greater beyond. She's been called by Jesus. What? After like a minute of her drama and us legit screaming like you've killed her, she woke up. I was like, oh, you didn't die. Oh wow. Thank you, Jesus. Cause all right. So I mean, at that time, my father told everybody, you know what? Everybody go home. Like this is getting out of hand. Told my sister, get inside, let's go get ready for church. Which we did. My dad was so furious, he was so mad at my sister. You know, my father is a pastor, so he's never in support of, fighting. He believes in slap your right cheek, turn your left. Man, if someone goes all Mike Tyson and us, we go Evander Holyfield, please.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Okay, please don't give out what you can't take, okay? Yeah. I'm not really a fighter. I'm just saying making my but I didn't fight that day. And I still have that regret to this day because why the fuck didn't I punch one of them? At least if I couldn't punch the one who's my brother's mate, the younger one, I just come in and was like, but I didn't. Anyways, when we came back, my father was then asking us what really happened, who gave the first slap. Because mind you, the woman kept slapping, shouting, he slapped me. So for the longest, my daddy was thinking my sister slapped her first. And that's what one of the reasons he was very upset at her. I then explained to my dad, look, I was there and I can tell you for free, that woman hit my sister first. And I literally tried to stop the fight and she hit me very hard on my chest. My chest was actually hurting me, for real. I'm not exaggerating. So I'm like, so clearly she was out for blood and she got what she deserved, quite frankly. And her sons came out and jumped my sister. Like two women were fighting. You don't come jump her, okay? Quite frankly, that was not nice. So when my father got the Fuji, he was like, oh, so they came for you first. He was like, yeah. Then we called my mom and we told my mom what happened because my mom was and still lives in Cameroon to this day. So we called my mom and we like telling her what happened. So when we told my mom what happened, my mom is really into revelation, dreams, and shit like that. So my mom did have a dream that the reason the woman didn't come downstairs all the while that everything was happening was because she was doing some fetish job and that the slap that she gave my sister was supposed to like hurt her later on. But then my sister slapped her back and that was like a back to sender slap, which is why the woman fell like that in so much disbelief because literally whatever it is she did wasn't going to work because that slap was back to sender. So my dad is like, you don't mean it. My mom was like, she means it. That was when my father was not like, damn, like it's a good thing you saw that. My dad now faced my brother like, why didn't you stand in for your sister? That rat slapped your sister. You should have slapped him back. I kid you not, guys. To this day, my brother still has the regret that he didn't fight for my sister because to him, honestly, he was confused. Like I said, he wasn't outside when it happened. He came outside when the commotion was already happening. So he wasn't sure what to do. He didn't know what was going on. My father was like, in situations like that, you don't need to be sure what to do. Punch first. When you don't punch it, we can figure out later. Oh my goodness. It was so funny. Because at that point, everybody was just angry, like, yo, we literally were just fetching water. Why did you guys need to come out, fight us, try to go spiritual and do all that shit? Like, for what? Like, why? We did nothing to you. So, yeah, the following week, this woman, this landlady, used a sharp object, I think a razor, and cut herself. And they went to the police. I reported my sister and said my sister attacked her with a sharp object and cut her. Really, like that's what she did. That's to tell you how troublesome she is. So the police had to come invite my dad and my sister for questioning and all that. And when we narrated to the police what happened, the policeman literally had to call my dad aside and he was like, let me give you an advice. I know where that woman is from. She's not spiritually a simple person. I just advise that you guys stop fetching water from her well, because quite frankly, I don't think the reason she even tells you people not to fetch at certain times is ordinary. He was just saying stuff, telling us that he believes that there's a lot more going on in that well than we think. So it's just best to avoid it and all that stuff. So after that incident, we stopped using that well, obviously. We're just buying water. She gave us a quick notice when she saw that our police case didn't work. And quite frankly, we're happy to leave when our 2 years rent expired because it was a nasty ass place, anyways. What kind of place is that I have to pay from 2 to 4 just to survive? The fuck? As we left that place and moved to our next house, the 2 to 4 prayers stopped. Okay, we went back to our normal 5 a.m. prayers, and that was the best thing that ever happened to me because that 2 to 4 prayers, no, that wasn't for me. Okay, that was just too much. That was just too fucking much. Every day, like I'm not saying once a week, every fucking day, except for Sundays. It was crazy. So, long story short, the police case was dismissed, though they pleaded my sister to apologize to the woman just so that peace can reign. My sister was so upset, but she did that, and then we were able to move on from that. And yeah, that was what happened. That's how my sister fought my landlady, and it was just a messy ass Sunday morning. Not safe to even say she fought because she didn't fight. She gave her a dirty slap. Are you kidding me? I think I'm gonna go for red lips. Okay, let me quickly finish this look and I'm gonna show you all the finished look. Okay, here's the finished look. Hope you enjoyed the story. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.